asking her to resign, Pinky. She painted vaccines as biohazards. Can you believe that? All of us parents know it's common knowledge. Pag may bago kang panganak na baby, babakunahan mo. We had practically eliminated measles by the time she went on her rampage posing as a doctor. She's a lawyer, not a doctor. DOH had gotten our vaccines confidence and coverage rates up to the 90% levels 2015, 2016, 2017. Hindi lang niya kinalahati on Pinky. Cut that down to 1/3 because of the politicking, the gimmicks, the hysteria that she generated, which really did a big disservice to the whole Dengvaksha. Because the investigation should have allowed the UPPGA into circle of experts. Pwede nila sanang sabihin what they had found out about the adequacy or inadequacy of the clinical trials thus far, but focusing on the investigation on Dengvaksha, machine gunning the whole expanded program on immunization efforts of the DOH. Imagine for her to say that vaccines in general are biohazards. Sino ba naman ang maaring hindi matakot doon? And now, measles are out of NCR. They're into Luzon and even the Visayas, 4 regions of our country, 70 children so far, and the DOH finding out that 4 out of 5 of those kids na namatay sa tigdas ay hindi nabakunahan. So who's going to be accountable for that? Sablay ba na sabihin na dapat yung isang PAO chief who poses as a doctor and discredits the decades-long work of not just DOH pero yung ating mga health service providers at mga conscientious parents ay dapat hindi managot sa ginawa niya? Sablay ba para sabihin na dapat hindi natin ibaba yung minimum age of criminal responsibility when for the second time, a decade, Filipinos, 75-80% have said ayaw naming ibaba ang marker. It should stay at 15 kasi malinaw under the Juvenile Justice and Welfare. Kapag ginawa natin ng maayos ang trabaho ng Bahay Pag-asa, it really reduces the incidence of children in conflict with the law. When you say things to the opposite of those facts, tingin ni Pao Acosta at tingin ni Mayor na ginagawa lang niya yung trabaho niya, then she should stick to the ambit of the law. Ang hirap, sinaklaw pa niya ng Department of Health. Nagpostura siyang, nagkunwari siyang doktor and discredited the generations of work of pediatricians. I will leave it to the good doctors to pronounce on kung ginawa ba niya ng tama yung kanyang trabaho o hindi. Hindi pa naman ako nananawagan na magbitiw sa tungkulin ng isang doktor. I'm just focusing my call on the public attorney's office head. Kinuha, inangkin ang trabaho ng doktor. Sa trabaho ko bilang Senate Committee on Health Vice Chair, I participated very actively in the hearings. Even the year before, dininig yan ng Blue Ribbon Committee. Even before pinansin yan ni Mayor. And I was already raising issues about the procedures in the Department of Health. Ang problema, inunahan nila, tapos niratatat nila, hindi lang yung issue ng Dengvaksha, pero lahat ng vaccines. And what do we have to show for it now? DOH itself said, wala pa silang pruweba na may ni isang bata dahil nabakunahan sa Dengvaksha directly. The silver lining, surviving Pao Acosta's attack on vaccinations in general. And all the credit goes to DOH and to our health service providers na sa habang panahon have been teaching the science na kapag may baby, pabakunahan mo sa mga established na mga bakuna, anti-measles man yan, anti-polio, anti-tetanus, and don't be afraid to trust your health service provider. Magduda ka sa ibang profesional tulad ng isang abogada na nagkukunwaring doktor at babalik rin pa yung matagal na trabahong ginawa ng ating mga health. Well, I'm sad kung hindi kami magkasama nung aking Senate Committee on Health chairman, pero in general, I would say 90% of the time, I'm really happy to be working with him, not just on health, but say on labor issues in support of Chair Joel. Pero para sabihin ng Malacanang, pag siningil ko si Presidente and hold him to a higher standard, sinisingil ko yung accountability nila as our highest elected public official. But if they insult or attack me for exacting accountability from him, that's because they're insisting on their impunity and they are trying to cover, added to the growing list of malapit ng maging batas, pirma na lang ang kulang. But we are really excited about this. Women and LGBTs, gender-sensitive men, kasi this will really enhance the current to go beyond yung mga school and office settings into the streets and public spaces. Lampas dun sa sexual harassment can only be done by a superior to a subordinate, even by a subordinate to a superior, and between peers. And yung kasing primary imbalance in power between men and women, yun yung major dynamic tao sa kanto. Whistling, paano ba yun? Yung mga bawal yung pagpaulit-ulit, sinabi na ng babae, kaya leering, cursing, gender slur. If the person takes offense, the woman or the LGBT or man takes offense, offense. Tapos yung isang magandang innovation dito sa Safe Streets and Public Spaces Act, pwede kang magsumbong, humingi ng tulong sa isang PNP officer on the street or a PNP designated public person like MMDA official dito sa NCR. Pwedeng sitahin nung public safety officer na yon yung tao, nagreklamo itong tao sa inyo. Parang sa traffic violation, parang sa violation yung solid waste complainant, government has taken cognizance of my complaint. At yung nireklamuhan, meron din siyang may nagreklamo sa iyo. Now, a fact-finding process will ensue, a due process. Medium yung mga, and speaking of aggravating circumstance, offender ay person in authority, say in uniform, or a cleric, or a person in authority over the complaint. 30-day period na isusulat. Pag IRR drafting na, labas na kaming mga legislators doon, it will be the executive and then stakeholders sa civil society. Really enhance our culture na maging mas gender sensitive tayo, maging mas gender equal yung lifestyle natin sa isa't isa. Promote the idea that gender sensitive language, positive for the whole of society. Gagawin niyang mas conducive to yung maluwag ang kalooban ng bawat isa, that I can go out in my city or in my province and this is a safe space for me. May mga syudad like Quezon City, like Dagupan in Pangasinan, City of Manila recently with Konsehala Bacani, they've gone ahead of the process of passing a national law. Nag-ano na sila, local ordinance. Karanasan 2 out of 10 women in Manila, numbers mix up, but the surveys in Manila, in Quezon City show how widespread sexual harassment is. Kailangan talaga ng batas. Kung mga, as we say also in Akabayan, konkretong solusyon sa mga problemang ito. Kumpara mo yung analysis ng gobyerno or yung excuses nila, yung mga pagdadahilan, blaming others, at yung aming mga analysis, solid yung kumpara mo yung mga solusyon na pinipresent, dalawa pa lang sa amin ang kilala, pero ilalaban namin. So, ipakikilala namin. When we started that strong, sanay kami dyan bilang mga community organizers. This is where we are, sa basic sector, sa mga komunidad. At dito rin nararamdaman ng tao yung hirap ng buhay ngayon. Culture and misogynistic culture na parang kung paano tayo manamit, kung saan tayo maglakad, kung anong oras tayo lumabas sa syudad natin, kasalanan natin. We were asking for it. Excuse me? The way women dress or the way an LGBT person dress, for that matter, the way a man dresses, is not an invitation para bastusin o para dahasin. It's one's personal expression. It's the way we dress for whatever is scheduled. Kahit nga yung rape, hindi yan kasalanan ng pananamit ng babae. Ang kasalanan ng rape ay sa rapist.